morning. Look, it's summer again, basically. They're back. So today I'm going to walk you through like the next sort of steps and the plans on the chateau, and you know how I'm looking at going forward, and I'm going to do a bit of clearance to find a spot for the cabin as well today. Just put a bit of foam kind of underlay down for now until I can get something proper sorted. I've just put it where, you know, stuff's likely to fall, hopefully just limit some damage for now until I need to get these tiles up. So before I get into the whole plans for the chateau thing, I'm scouting around for an area that I can put the cabin in, and everything's so overgrown it's hard to see where, like, alright, there's no flat spots, okay? Everything slopes down from the chateau, which, that's like great for drainage and all that, but not ideal for cabin. So I'm just kind of scouting around in place where I can get Nick to clear the trees and we can flatten it out a bit and just see if there's one of them type areas.
But I'm just fine, I'm gonna shine.
It's not just looking for a flat spot in the forest, which is like difficult enough. It's looking for a place in the forest where there's not loads of trees, because I've got to dig footings. So even if we cut down trees, it's, you know, it's a whole thing. Keep coming back to this area.
Might be shaken but not stirred. Just a lesson that I've learned. And so it goes. Tables turn and you're on your own. When I think about the way we used to be, when I think about the things you took from me, I know that I am so much better off. When I look at what I've done.
One of the first jobs at the Chateau was I cleared a path all the way down to the swimming pool and kind of got a nice flat area, and I always had it earmarked for something. So it's next to this other massive yew tree. Swimming pool's down there, the well's there, the electric's there. And we've got kind of this big space. So I know you're thinking like, oh, right, Dan, just put it there, stop making stupid videos about it. But there is some things to consider with this cabin. And that's like, ideally it wants to be close to the chateau. That's most convenient for power and stuff like that. But then it's going to be here for like a few years. So I don't really want it near the chateau for the next 2 or 3 years, because it's going to be like a bit of an eyesore, you know. I want it somewhere where I haven't got to worry or rush about taking it down. So then further into the woods makes sense. It's more hidden. But then we've got the whole power thing and having to walk, you know, 10 minutes down to the house. So I don't know. Alright, so look, here's like the plan. So I know a lot of you, the same as me, are eager for this, well, to just have a roof on, but yeah, things aren't that simple with a project this big. So I've been waiting on paperwork for quite a few months now, and it's not looking like everything's going to go through for another couple of months yet. So that means the big structural stuff can't be done until then, and it can't be on site until then. So it's kind of a waiting game. So everything I'm doing now is in prep for all that big work to go on. So we had to get the driveway clear and accessible for lorries and stuff to be able to get the materials in. We had to take away any dangerous stuff that was imminently going to fall on the chateau or ruin the foundations. We've done a lot of that. The cabin build is obviously really important, because at the moment it's like a 2-hour round trip to come here, which is just not ideal for when I'm getting deliveries and when other workmen are on site and just need to be here all the time. So I'm just prepping as much as I can, and even taking the weight off of the floor so the floor didn't collapse, and pull the walls in with it, like all that stuff. That's really viable stuff that's going to help the project later. So in terms of the roof going on, now look, this may be boring for some people, and I've said it before, but I do know that 80% of you don't even listen to what I say. So I'm going to say it again, and hopefully most people will just stick with me on it. In order to put the roof on, the roof's a mansard roof, which means that the roof structure doesn't sit on top of the walls as normal. The roof structure sits on top of the first floor. So thereby, to get the roof on, the floor needs to be in. To get high enough to put them floors in, all the other floor structures need to be in, so that I'm only going up another 2.5 meters. So you get the gist, like there's stuff to do rather than just plonk a roof on. Now within them floor structures are these metal tie beams which hold and pull in the walls to the main structure. So they're really important to be replaced one by one. I mean, they're not in good condition, but I don't want to take them all out altogether. So one by one, take an old one out, put a new one in. That's got to be done before putting the roof on, so everything's as stable as it can be. So in terms of like what I want to do in order and what you guys are going to see, so we've still got a lot of debris to clear inside. Now, we're not going to get all of that done before the major work starts, but I want to get the ones on the suspended floor done, because it's like an extra 40 tons of stuff on a floor that could collapse, and you know, it's a good job done. So that's going to be done over the next kind of month, getting the entranceway like completely clear. Then after that, hopefully I can get scaffolding inside the main tower, and what I want to do is I want to sheet it first, and I want to put on a temporary flat roof so that basically nothing can fall down onto the floor, but it'll keep it watertight. That'll be, I say temporary, that's going to be there a while, you know, like the turret is the last thing that's probably going to be done in terms of major structural work. All the other roofs are more important. But I'm going to try get that done in a temporary way. Then I'm going to start putting these floor structures in. So the chateau is basically made up of like 4 separate compartments, like the back, the 2 sides, and then the turret area. So I'm going to work on each side independently, get all the floor structure and the tie beams in one side, get a roof structure on, membrane it, and then move on to the next one. So hopefully it'll work quite well like that. I mean, with a project like this, you just got to face the problems as they come, and there may be other stuff as I'm putting in structures that need more urgent, you know, work on. So that hopefully gives you like an overview of what we're aiming for, but I need all this planning and paperwork to go through before I can really get my teeth into it. So there's going to be as much prep work as it can get done is going to get done in the meantime from then, and some of that will be like just clearing the grounds and getting everything, you know, getting everything clear and visible, and start seeing about putting car parking and running electric and water cables. In the next few weeks, hopefully we're going to have power on site, so that's one like good thing. That I mean, like lighting around, power for tools, stuff like that. So there is exciting stuff to come. I'm just so eager to properly get into this full time. I'm trying to get here as much as I can, but where I can't do the big work yet, it's kind of, you know, trying to crack on with the house first. So hopefully you can all understand that. But anyway, loads more videos here to come. I'm going to be spending a bit more time here in the run up to getting all this sorted. So enjoy it for what it is, and just, it ain't going to be something that gets done super quick anyway. So see ya tomorrow. Well, I did think today was over until I got all the way home and realised I'd left my camera hanging in a tree at the chateau. So I'm having to drive back and get that. There you are. See you tomorrow.